Media and public opinion have turned feminism into this gigantic, disgusting monster that no one really wants anything to do with.
Oh, I have to stop you there, princess. I think you mean that public opinion has changed the definition of feminism into an evil monster. The media, particularly the left-wing media, is very much in favour of your ideology. Just thought I'd put that right there. So, before we continue, roll the fucking intro.
Hello everyone, this is Champion. Damn it, I can't see a thing in this.
But today, I just want to give you the most basic definition of feminism.
Oh, it couldn't possibly be that bloody dictionary definition now, could it?
And some examples of gender inequality that still exist.
It's good to know that you think that men's issues actually exist.
This is so that you can form your own opinion based on solid information rather than basing it on the opinions of somebody else who probably based their opinion on the opinion of another person.
This really is opinionception, but it's actually more projection. I think you want us to base our opinion on your opinion. I mean, obviously it's going to be all scientifical. I mean, you know, feminism is totally not pseudo-scientific and pseudo-religious, so it's all based heavily on facts and not myths and horrible research that has been debunked time and time again, but the same feminists keep using it over and over again, kind of like religious people do, because, you know, despite the myriad of evidence that supports, say, evolution, and the myriad of evidence that supports the fact that, you know, the wage gap is actually an earnings gap, you peddle the same shit. But you know what? I'm not going to base my opinion on your opinion, just the facts that you give to me. Go ahead, mate.
So, beginning with the basics, the Oxford Dictionary from 1995.
The dictionary! I fucking knew it! I fucking knew you would use a dictionary! A 20-year-old dictionary, no less. But you know what? Ignoring the very predictable thing that you've just done, let's just give you the benefit of the doubt and say that, let's go by the dictionary definition for you. Come on. I mean, I don't need a dictionary definition to know what feminism is about, but, you know, you do, obviously, because you obviously just don't know that much about it, considering that you are a feminist. But go on, carry on. Go on, love.
Defines feminism as the belief in the principle that women should have the same rights and opportunities as men.
Well, sadly, if only their actions suggested otherwise, and if only if the reality on the ground suggested otherwise, but let's let you carry on for a minute before I interject once more, love.
A more up-to-date source like dictionary.com.
How many dictionaries can you possibly need to define feminism, love? I think we get it. We get it from the Oxford Dictionary. We get it. You know, why don't you just go and buy the 2015 definition, mate? Why don't you just go and buy it? You know, it doesn't cost that much to get a fucking dictionary, mate. Come on. Seriously. You're a white privileged woman, oppressed white Australian woman from wherever the fuck you come from in Australia, but you still have enough money to buy a dictionary from 2015.
States that feminism is the doctrine advocating for the social, political, and all other rights of women equal to those of men.
Male suicide. The Duluth model. The Violence Against Women Act and Movember, because everybody knows that male cancers aren't as researched as well as females.
Basically, it's about the equality of gender.
Name me one thing that feminism has ever done for men, and name me one right that women don't have that men do. I'm just going to wait for about 5 seconds. Come on. Told you couldn't think of one.
So gender equality and feminism are kind of the same thing.
No. Gender equality and feminism is certainly not the same thing when we have feminists protesting men making their own groups on university campuses, protesting and harassing men who make their own domestic violence shelters and homeless shelters specifically for men, because as we know, anything that is an old boys club is sexist and has to be destroyed, because despite in this day and age that every demographic deserves his own fucking safe space, men are not allowed their own safe space, especially if they're white and male. I mean, it's gotten so bad that a mixed race guy has to defend white men. And I usually don't take sides in shit like this, but I have to, because they fucking need it. So, don't give me those retarded bullshit statements, love.
There probably is some really good reason for why they called it feminism in the first place, but I am not going to go into that.
Oh, of course, because if we would go into that, we would quickly realise that a movement called feminism is not for equality, and it is not for men, it's only for the superiority of women. But, oh well, just quietly ignore that, why don't you, my Aussie brethren?
However, you may be wondering if we still actually need feminism.
I'm wondering a big fat niet.
Because women do have a lot of rights already.
Oh yeah, I mean, first dibs on the children in any family court case, lesser prison sentences than men, equal pay, but I'm sure you'll be getting to that soon. 60% of the population in universities, better qualifications, better school lives, basically you've got pretty much most of it better. I mean, let's not forget that you hardly ever work any of the most dangerous jobs in the world, but feminists aren't interested in inequality when it comes to dangerous jobs. They're more interested in the nice, cushiony jobs up in the government or in the STEM fields, because that's where the power lies. And we can't be having women working as minors because there's no power to be got there, is there?
We can vote, we can become CEOs of large companies, and sometimes even the mother will work full-time.
What do you mean, sometimes? They mostly work full-time, you muppet. Very few women nowadays are stay-at-home mothers. There used to be a hell of a lot of them back in the 1950s and 60s, but since the 70s, I was going to say the late 60s, that's changed, it's flipped. Now most women work while they're mothers. Some will take time off to fully recover from the pregnancy and to look after the child for about maybe a couple of months to a year, but then they'll go back to work again, immediately. Men, on the other hand, I mean, we have paternity leave now, we didn't used to back in the day, but most men choose simply not to use it. And even then we only get a couple of weeks to a month off. We don't get half as much as men actually should have when they've just had a newborn. Scientifically, we should be there from the start, but oh well. But never mind. I mean, let's just downplay the equal rights that women have and completely ignore the rights that women have over men, because this is feminism we're talking about, and women have to be oppressed.
Well, the father stays home with the kids, but...
Well, forgive me for interrupting you so soon. I will rectify this by self-flagellating myself for my white passing privilege. Okay, better now. Oh, yes. Not all men are stay-at-home dads, but I thought that feminists don't like stay-at-home dads very much. Because then we get articles saying that, you know, open marriages are the way for these guys, and that it makes them feel like proper feminists. But excuse me, I mean, but let's be honest, right? Society mustn't be that bad if women can earn more than men and allow the man to look after the kids. Just saying.
Gender inequality still exists throughout the entire world. In America, 1 in 5 women that you meet experienced violence within.
Wrong. It is not 1 in 5 women. That was a study that used very bad technique, and basically, in order to predetermine conclusion, they widened the scope of what sexual rape would be. So, anything from a simple rope or a touch that someone did could be sexual assault, or drunken sex considered rape, even though it isn't, because you can having 1 or 2, unless you're blackout. No one can consent to this. That's a that has been debunked time again. It was false research. It was made with gender in mind, and you should take that as fact. But you're acceptable. I it's like fucking 5 minutes before. You are seriously worst when it comes to predictability. Seriously. But you know, apparently we're supposed to base this on opinions, but on scientific facts. But none of these scientific facts that have been debunked. Girl, opinion. I'm supposed to be getting.
Let's not forget places where 1 in every 5 girls aged between 19.
Wrong. It is 1 in 5 women. Study that used very techniques, and in order to come to a predetermined conclusion, they widened the scope of sexual assault rape would be. So basically, from a simple grope or someone did could be sexual or rape, or sex would be considered rape. No, it isn't, because consent having 1 or 2, you know, unless you're drunk, then no one can consent. Let's be honest. That is a that has been debunked time again. It was faulty research. It was with a clear gender in mind. Do not take that as fact. You're seriously predicted this like for 5 minutes before. You are seriously worst when it comes to predictability. Seriously. But you know, apparently I'm not supposed to base this on scientific fact. None of these things are scientific fact. They're myths that have been. Seriously, girl, opinion. I'm supposed to be getting. Oh, I had a look for this Jamaica 1 in 5 statistic. Jamaica is a third world country, but it's not necessarily a third world country. So, say maybe they do have quite a large assault problem, but I don't know. This was in 2002 to 2003. I checked your source, miss, and well, let's just can't find this anywhere. I've tried. I can't find it. And how do we know that their method? How do I know that their sample size was good enough? That the preconceived conclusion basically broaden what is sexual assault and rape, their conclusion. But please, give me a better. Now, there's no use. Source says, "Oh, this was this," without showing me the and showing me a direct link, because otherwise, I have to say it again. Citation.
Middle Eastern countries like Egypt and Lebanon, things called honor killings exist, where the family of can choose to kill for bringing dishonor to their family.
Well aware of honor killings in the UK too, but what has feminism done to this? Oh no! Whenever we tried to bring atheists who aren't fans of Islam, called Islamophobic, like you. So you think to any of these things from these countries, what exactly is feminism doing in allowing the punishment of women, the posh women, the middle classes, the middle classes, to keep a reign of people? Absolutely nothing. They've done nothing for the working woman, poor woman, for those franchised in other countries. Nothing. And this is support the case for feminism in the world, because I'm sad to say, feminism has done its job in our country. It has done its job. It's not needed. Hell, I'd even say that these poor countries don't need feminism. End up in the problem that we. So, failed. You've done nothing. You are not needed. Is needed is on men's issues, but no men's issues because they exist or they're not important. This is the same movement. Protest Movember. I wonder why we deserve to have International Day because apparently, according to Phillips, it's as needed as white every month because apparently men is the same as white nationalism. Incredible.
And usually the feet is enough to bring.
Yeah, what are you doing other than complaining in a video? What has feminism done for these people? Absolutely nothing. People are still getting killed. In Western countries, I haven't seen any feminists about these cultures at all because apparently it's racist. Islam race.
Wondering how you can make it at all. The main way is to just not judge a purely on their.
Not gonna solve these issues, you fucking idiot. What's gonna solve these issues is direct action and activism. And I don't want this activism. I need actual stuff on the ground. Change people's attitudes, people's cultures even. Even though that's not something I very lightly. I don't like people's cultures. If it stops honour killings, if it stops shit like that, then do it. Do it. Do it. No, instead, stop this bull. Feminism is telling me judge people based on gender. What's not gonna solve any of them. And this is why we're in this current situation right now because judge gender. Gender has nothing to do with it. It's cultural practices that need to be solved.
And lots of people do this, and that is awesome and amazing.
It's just a fucking feminist jerk where they do nothing but praise people and how lovely and sexist they are. Actual people in the world are getting. But, you know, it's amazing.
However, as you just heard, people still don't. And that's why it's.
Examples from Egypt and Lebanon do not mean that lots of people don't judge on gender. I think you'll find that the reason why these people in Egypt and Lebanon have honour killings, well, in the Muslim world and the in the Western world, is a cultural, not because they're feminists per se. I'm sure there's a lot of money at play in this, but that cultural thing, they about the whole thing, their women to be pure and married, and they take the dream and kill them. They do it, but they do it for cultural and religious reasons, and it's not right to change. But that's not necessarily they hate these women. They hate women. It's hard to, and I don't really have the expertise to explain this to you. And that women earn less than men, rather than paid less, because women are not. That is against the law. It's not an example of people on gender. No, it's women taking choices. But oh well. Explain rocket science to a retarded baby. Well, that's the end of that bloody useless piece of shit video. Until next time, I'll see you later. Gender, because then we'll.